guys, welcome back to my channel. I am long overdue for an update, so let's get right into it. I'm sure the biggest thing that everyone wants to know is where am I with weight loss. So as of right now, I have lost 10 total pounds. I started at 233. I'm currently fluctuating around 223. While we're talking about that, I want to address me saying my weight in my last videos and accidentally saying I'm 133. I keep doing that. I do that when I'm talking to others, and I do that, of course, in the previous videos. I think I did it a couple times. I'm just so used to saying that I'm 100 something pounds because I was up until this past year. So I'm just not used to it, and it just comes out wrong. Yes, but I started at 233. I'm currently 223, and for reference for anyone that's wondering about body type, I am 5'8", a little over 5'8". So yeah, I just want to get that out the way. I feel really good about losing 10 pounds. I am glad that I'm finally seeing progress. I feel like before I was getting a bit discouraged. For the first month, I barely lost 5 pounds. So I'm glad that that's speeding up now with increasing the dose. It is amazing to me how losing 10 pounds can change how you feel about yourself and about your body already. That seems like such a small amount. It was just so easy to gain and so hard to lose. That amount mentally is just really encouraging for me. So I'm glad that that's happening. Right now I'm currently on 0.5, and I'm deciding now if I want to stay on that or go ahead and increase, because I'm doing pretty well with side effects. And honestly, I'm still not losing as much weight as I want to. I know that it's not a race to the finish line, of course, but I feel like there are weeks like this previous week where I haven't lost anything, where I'm just kind of going through the stagnant time period. Next, I want to get into side effects and how those are doing. So I think the last time we talked about 3 weeks ago, the main side effects I was experiencing was fatigue, acid reflux, and diarrhea. So let's get right into talking about those, and let's get into the diarrhea part. Let's just get that out the way. So I noticed I can no longer drink alcohol. And no, that's not the only thing that's causing me to have an upset stomach and for my movements to be like that, but it is the main thing. I don't drink on a regular basis. There are months I go without drinking, and then months where I'll maybe drink a little more than others. But it being summertime, this is a time where, I drink socially more often, which is perfectly fine. But I cannot do it. Ever since I bumped up my medication, my stomach just does not tolerate it at all. I will have an upset stomach and pretty crampy and just not good for 3 or 4 days after. And it doesn't matter if I just drink like a small glass. If I take a sip, it's gonna affect me, and not just for 1 day, like I said, for 3 or 4 days. So no more doing that. Of course, there are other things that cause that side effect, like I noticed higher fat foods that happens with. This kind of sucks because if you do, at least for me, if I do like have a fatty food that my stomach doesn't agree with right now, it lasts for days, even if I just have a little bit. The next side effect I want to talk about is acid reflux. I pretty much haven't had that since I last recorded. I think I moved up the dose my last video, and right when I did that week I had it a little worse, but after that it went away. So not too bad at all, and really haven't had any instances of it since. Lastly, fatigue. Fatigue was the one that was truly bothering me mentally the most, because I had no energy to do anything, and I feel like that was kind of counterintuitive to my weight loss journey, because I also wanted to start working out more, but I wasn't able to do that because I would be so tired. One of you thankfully commented and said that I likely need to increase my protein, especially on the day of injection, and ever since I've been doing that, I've been doing great. Once I implement that, I'll start seeing even more weight loss, and I think maybe taking you guys along for the journey with that too could be very encouraging, and especially if there's anyone out there who's like me that doesn't necessarily feel comfortable in a gym or has hard time sticking to working out like I do. Those are my biggest updates for the past week. I do want to talk about the little scare that I had, which is kind of irrational, but I think in a moment of vulnerability, I just want to share it with you guys. So the reason why I have not recorded in so long is because I wasn't feeling well over the past 3 weeks. I started to have some serious medical anxiety when I started to not feel well, because I was starting to wonder if it was just not me feeling well and the medication causing me to experience more things. One of those things is something we already talked about, and that was the stomach upset for days on end. I was really worried about that. Then I started to feel bad, like in my throat area, and I was super worried because I was wondering about thyroid problems. If you're on Semaglutide or familiar with the medication, you know that there's a black box warning for thyroid cancer, and that it is a complete contraindication if you or anyone in your immediate family has thyroid cancer. So even though, even though that doesn't apply to me, I still was very, very anxious when I started having throat issues. It started off as a dry cough, and then it progressed to me feeling like I had a lump in my throat, and my brain immediately went to, oh my gosh, am I developing thyroid issues, potentially thyroid cancer because of taking semaglutide? And I'm an anxious girly. Let's just get that out the way. I'm a very anxious girly. And so any logic goes out the window. Any medical knowledge that I have goes out the window when it comes to myself. I was really worried. I brought myself back down to earth. I did thyroid exams. My thyroid feels fine. There's nothing on my thyroid right now. We think that it's likely due to a mixture of things, allergies being a big one. It's, of course, summer pollen is rampant and really high this year where I live, and also acid reflux. So like I said, I started having the throat problems 3 weeks ago, and that's when I upped my dose and was having a little bit more acid reflux than I had been. So it's possible that also irritated my throat. And the last thing was dehydration. Dehydration has gotten me with this medication. Dehydration has been a big thing these past couple of weeks on this medication. I thought that if I was getting, a recommended amount of water in every day, I would be perfectly fine. But everyone's body is different, especially taking this med, and what you think is enough may not be enough. So I did notice that my throat was getting dry, and you can almost hear it in my voice now. And it wasn't until talking to somebody who was on the medication and they said, yeah, I had to drink so much water. When you think it's enough, it is not enough. And I was like, yep, that's the point I'm at. Like, I'm starting to feel like SpongeBob in the episode when he goes into Sandy's dome. Yeah. That's how I was feeling. Your body will tell you, and my body was telling me that I'm not getting enough. So I think that factored into it too. But I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's just the truth of what my experience has been. It got to the point where I was debating stopping the medication just because I was so worried. I don't know if anyone here watches Sarah Ray Vargas. She is a well-known YouTuber and vlogger here, and she was recently on GLP-1 medications, and she stopped it due to having some pretty bad side effects. She just posted a video recently about why she decided to stop. I am a big advocate for staying in tune with your body and noticing when your body is telling you that it is stressed. I will be keeping an eye on myself for the next few weeks and just seeing how I feel, because I would like to increase my dose to 1 milligram when I order my medications next, just because I am hoping to see a little more weight loss than I am now. I will check in with you guys sooner than this update was, now that I'm feeling better. I want to thank anyone who is still here watching and has been watching my videos. Like I said, your comments are amazing, and they're keeping me engaged, and they're keeping me feeling inspired and encouraging me to continue on this journey, because it's not a linear journey and it's not always easy. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.